Chosen one. Listen carefully. This is not coincidence. Heaven has paused everything around you to deliver this word. You are standing on the edge of something divine. Monday is not just another day circled on your calendar. It is the day of divine exposure. The final test before your breakthrough. There is a shaking in the spirit, and those who are asleep will not understand what is happening. But you, the awakened one, you can feel it, the trembling in your chest that tells you something eternal is unfolding. This message finds you not by chance, but by calling. You have endured long nights when no one understood the weight you carried. You have cried prayers that never found words. You have fought battles that no one saw. And heaven has recorded each one. You are not overlooked. You are not forgotten. Monday is the moment heaven reveals why the warfare was so intense. As the prophet wrote in the scroll of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 3, the vision is, for appointed time, though it tarry, wait for it. It will surely not delay. Every delay has been strategic. Every detour has been disguised protection. You were never behind. You were being positioned. The enemy wanted you to believe you missed your moment. But what he didn't know was that God was stretching your capacity for glory. Monday will expose the difference between the ones who were merely waiting and the ones who were truly ready. You must prepare now spiritually, mentally, emotionally. The test is not about your strength, it's about your faith. When confusion rises on Monday, when people around you panic, you will stand still, because you know who sent you. Heaven is not testing to break you. Heaven is testing to reveal you. Do not mistake silence for absence. The Father has been quiet because He has been building your endurance. You have prayed for confirmation, and this is it. You are walking into divine examination. Stay alert. Stay humble. Stay anchored in truth. The danger of Monday is not external. It is internal. It is the temptation to give in to fear, to lose focus, to let weariness speak louder than promise. Do not fall for it. The enemy knows he cannot destroy you, so he tries to distract you. But even now, the Spirit whispers, do not look back. What is ahead of you is too holy for hesitation. Chosen one. Heaven is calling you to rise above the noise. This is your moment of spiritual alignment. When the test comes, remember this word. When doors feel stuck, remind yourself, you were built for resistance. When peace feels distant, declare that the same Spirit who raised Christ from the dead lives in you. Your obedience on Monday will determine what opens on Tuesday. One act of faith, one decision of surrender, one moment of bold trust, and everything shifts. You are not being punished. You are being purified. This is the final fire before the gold shines through. There will be those who mock what you carry. Let them. There will be those who doubt your calling. Forgive them. You are not meant to convince anyone. You are meant to obey. Every chosen vessel faces a moment like this, when heaven whispers, will you still follow when it hurts? You must answer yes. Not with words, but with faith. Lift your head. Chosen one. Heaven is not silent, it is watching. Angels are aligning for your protection. The same hand that wrote your destiny is the one that steadies your path. You are walking into the hour where everything begins to make sense. And when the noise of Monday tries to drown out your clarity, return to this truth. You are not in danger because you are weak. You are in danger because you are powerful. The enemy attacks what he fears. and what he fears most is your obedience. So stand tall, worship louder, believe harder, walk with confidence, not because the path is easy, but because the one who called you is faithful, beloved chosen one. If this message resonates with your spirit, do not stay silent. Let heaven know you are ready. Type 777 inches the comments as a prophetic act, declaring, I am prepared for my breakthrough. Like this message. Share it with another warrior. And subscribe so that you remain under the flow of divine revelation. Monday will not destroy you, it will define you. You are chosen for this. You are equipped for this. And you will pass this test. You wake before dawn, and something in the air feels different. It is not merely the turning of another day, it is the stirring of realms. The atmosphere itself seems heavy, like the moment before a storm breaks. Deep within, your spirit recognizes it. The veil between heaven and earth is thinning. Every chosen one feels it. That pulse of unseen activity surrounding them. The world looks the same, but nothing is the same anymore. You have walked through seasons of delay, of silence, of unanswered questions. Yet beneath every moment of uncertainty, a greater orchestration was moving. Heaven was rearranging the pieces, aligning what your eyes could not see. The test that approaches is not random, it is the meeting point of prophecy and preparation. You were being refined for this exact intersection in time. The Spirit has been whispering through dreams, through sudden awakenings in the middle of the night, through the restlessness that won't leave your chest. It is not anxiety, it is activation. The angels that guarded you through despair are now repositioning. Assignments are being exchanged in the unseen. What feels like pressure is actually promotion pressing against your current boundaries. And yet, this thinning veil means the battle intensifies. When spiritual reality draws closer to the physical, resistance multiplies. You will notice strange patterns, moments that test your patience, conversations that provoke old wounds, thoughts that tempt you toward discouragement. Do not misinterpret them. They are not coincidences, they are evidence that you are stepping onto sacred ground. Heaven speaks clearly through the words in Deuteronomy, chapter 31, verse 6. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. For the Lord, your God, goes with you always. Let those words settle deep into your soul. You are not entering the unknown alone. The thinning of the veil does not mean abandonment, it means presence. God is closer than he has ever been. But his nearness demands discernment. You cannot rely on human senses alone. You must lean into the quiet awareness of the Spirit. There will be moments when your emotions betray you, when confusion pretends to be clarity. That is when you must pause, breathe, and remember who you are. You were never ordinary. You were called to walk between realms, to live on earth while carrying heaven's authority. The world calls it intuition, but the Spirit calls it discernment. And that discernment will be your lifeline when the air grows heavy with warfare. You may begin to feel drained, even though you have done nothing exhausting. That is because your spirit is working harder than your body realizes. Heaven is downloading instructions. Pay attention to what repeats phrases, visions, numbers, names. They are not random fragments. They are coordinates for obedience. Each small act of faithfulness builds a shield around you. When you step into places that feel spiritually dense, do not shrink back. The light within you terrifies darkness. You are not meant to blend in. You are meant to reveal what others refuse to confront. The veil is thinning because heaven is ready to reveal itself through you. But revelation requires readiness. Guard your heart from unnecessary noise. Not every voice that speaks is meant to guide you. Not every dream is meant to be shared. Some things are sacred secrets between you and God. Protect them. They are blueprints for victory. There is also a holy trembling happening across the earth. Dreamers waking up. Intercessors weeping without knowing why. Prophets feeling the ache of unseen battles. You are part of this movement. You carry a piece of the awakening. That's why the opposition has intensified. But no storm can erase what has been sealed by divine command. In this hour, humility becomes your armor. Pride blinds. But humility sharpens sight. When the veil thins, the proud misread what they see. But the humble interpret with accuracy. That is why your trials stripped you of arrogance. They were never meant to humiliate you, but to make you capable of handling revelation without corruption. Chosen one. When the world grows chaotic, anchor yourself in stillness. When people rush to speak, be the one who listens. When fear rises, let faith respond. The veil is thin. Yes, but you were built for this environment. You were trained in obscurity for this visibility. So walk carefully, but confidently. Every step you take in obedience creates ripples in the unseen. Heaven is not silent. It is strategic. The Spirit moves like the wind, unseen, yet undeniable. You are part of that movement now. Let your discernment stay sharp, your peace unshaken, and your spirit alert. The thinning of the veil is not a threat. It is an invitation. Step carefully into it with reverence. For what is being revealed is holy ground. Heaven watches. Chosen one. The gaze of the Almighty rests upon you not to accuse, but to affirm. There is a sacred stillness in the heavens right now. A pause before divine confirmation. Every step you take, every choice you make, every whisper of prayer you release, it is seen. It is measured. It is remembered. You have walked through seasons that tried to strip you of identity, yet you still believe. You still show up. That alone is proof that you are marked. There is something powerful happening in your obedience. You may feel unseen by people, but heaven has documented every act of faith. The moments when you forgave instead of fighting back, when you prayed for those who hurt you, when you chose peace over pride, those decisions became incense before the throne. You didn't know it, but angels recorded your endurance. And now, heaven watches for one more thing, not perfection, but perseverance. The divine eye is not looking for flawless performance. It is looking for steadfast hearts. The Father is not searching for those who never stumble, but for those who rise again when they fall. As Jesus himself declared in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 16, "Let your light shine before men, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven." The light you carry was never meant to stay hidden. The world is darker now than it has ever been, and your light is an act of rebellion against despair. That's why opposition has surrounded you. It's not random, it's resistance against revelation. Every time you choose kindness when anger would be easier, light pierces darkness. Every time you pray when you feel nothing, the heavens expand in your direction. Beloved, this is why you must continue, even when your heart is weary. even when the silence feels endless. Even when your prayers return with no echo, the Father has not abandoned you. He is observing the strength of your trust. The eyes of heaven search for one thing: faith that endures the storm. The enemy knows this too. That's why he sends distractions that feel harmless, but drain your spirit. He wants your focus fragmented so your faith cannot grow. Guard your attention fiercely. Every time you give your energy to something meaningless, you starve the purpose within you. This is not the hour for compromise. This is the hour for clarity. What you allow into your mind now determines what flows from your spirit next. Heaven is preparing to elevate you, but you must remain pure in motive and steady in purpose. You may wonder, why does God need to test me if He already knows my heart? Because tests are not for Him, they're for you. Tests reveal to you what has matured and what still needs refinement. Without the test, you wouldn't know how much faith you truly carry. When you walk into Monday's challenge, remember this: the gaze of heaven is not surveillance, it's celebration. You are about to step into a demonstration of divine confidence. Heaven believes in what it placed inside you. So, lift your head. Walk with quiet authority. You don't need to prove your anointing to anyone. The Father Himself will reveal it when the time is right. The eyes of heaven are not searching for performance, they're searching for purity. Let your motives stay clean, your heart stay humble, and your words stay kind. Even when others misunderstand you, and when you feel invisible, when you think no one notices your effort, whisper to yourself, "He sees me," because He does. Every seed planted in tears is being watered by the breath of heaven. Nothing has been wasted. Not one moment, not one prayer. There's a reason this message reaches you right now. Heaven is affirming that the waiting season is closing. You are being moved into manifestation. The test of faith is becoming the testimony of favor. Take this moment and ground yourself in gratitude. You are seen. You are covered. You are chosen. Now, as a prophetic act of agreement, write these words in the comments. I hear you. Let that simple phrase be your declaration to heaven. It is not just a sentence, it is surrender. It means, I hear you. Lord, I understand my season. I choose to respond. When you type it, you are aligning your spirit with divine timing. You are saying yes without hesitation. Faith without explanation. Chosen one. Let heaven record your obedience once more. You are not invisible, you are inspected by love. The enemy's desperation grows thicker in the unseen. You can feel it sometimes, a strange heaviness that tries to cling to your mind without explanation. You wake up weary even after rest. Thoughts swirl faster than you can quiet them, and shadows of doubt creep into your once peaceful spirit. This is not coincidence. It is warfare born from desperation. Darkness knows what you are about to step into, and it fears what happens if you finally realize your own authority. The enemy cannot undo what God has decreed, so he tries to distract you from walking in it. He cannot stop your calling, but he will try to make you question it. His tactics have not changed since the beginning. Deception, discouragement, delay. He twists truth into half-lies and whispers, maybe you misheard God, or you are not strong enough to carry this. But he underestimates you. What he fails to recognize is that you have been refined through fire too many times to surrender now. When the darkness presses close, remember this: The pressure you feel is not proof that you are failing. It is proof that something holy is emerging. The attacks are not random. They are recognition. The enemy only contends with what threatens his dominion. If he is surrounding you now, it is because you are closer to breakthrough than you realize. The Spirit spoke through the prophet Jeremiah, chapter 20, verse 11. But the Lord is with me as a mighty warrior, so my persecutors will stumble and not prevail. They will fail and be thoroughly disgraced. Their dishonor will never be forgotten. Let these words be your armor. You are not a victim of spiritual assault. You are a warrior in divine armor. Heaven is not wringing its hands in worry. Heaven is watching your resistance with pride. The enemy trembles when you stand your ground, for he recognizes something eternal within you. The desperation of darkness is a signal that its time is short. Every time you say no to fear, another chain falls. Every time you refuse to respond in bitterness, another curse breaks. You are dismantling generations of oppression simply by choosing peace over panic. You are rewriting spiritual history for those who will come after you. The enemy's strategy in this season is subtle. He no longer needs to use open threats. He only needs to plant exhaustion. If he can make you too tired to pray, too busy to listen, too distracted to notice the movement of God, he wins by default. That's why discernment is your greatest weapon now. Watch what drains you. Guard what enters your ears. Protect your eyes from things that distort truth. What you consume shapes what you carry. This is also why you must not isolate. The enemy thrives in secrecy, but flees from unity. Surround yourself with voices that remind you of destiny, not despair. When you speak faith aloud, the atmosphere shifts. When you worship through pain, the very air becomes a battlefield of victory songs. You may wonder why the fight seems stronger now than ever before. It is because the enemy has run out of time. He knows your obedience will ignite others, that your testimony will free those still trapped in fear. You are a threat, not because you are perfect, but because you are persistent. Every time you get up, heaven celebrates, and hell trembles. In this hour, you must resist the urge to retaliate. Do not match hostility with hostility. Respond with holy silence. The desperate often reveal themselves through noise, but the chosen move with calm authority. You do not need to shout to prove your strength. Your peace speaks louder than chaos ever could. Every storm that rises against you will serve as proof of the anointing you carry. The same wind that tries to break you will lift you higher if you anchor yourself in trust. The Father wastes nothing, not even warfare. The attacks you endure today become the foundation of wisdom you will use to lead others tomorrow. So do not fear when shadows gather. They are only reacting to the brightness within you. You have already outlasted what was meant to destroy you. The enemy may be desperate, but desperation is not victory. His panic is your confirmation. Chosen one, stand firm. Let your confidence remain unshaken. Not because life is easy, but because God is unchanging. The same hand that called you will keep you. The same voice that spoke destiny will defend it. You are not losing ground, you are learning how to hold it. The pattern of pressure, chosen one, has always been your classroom. Every heartbreak, every closed door, every not yet that felt like a never, all of it was holy curriculum. You were not being punished, you were being prepared. Like a seed buried beneath soil, You were hidden only so that roots could grow strong enough to sustain the weight of what's coming. The pressure has never been meant to crush you. It was designed to shape you. When you look back, you'll see how every loss redirected you, how every delay refined your motives. Nothing was wasted, not even the nights when tears blurred your prayers. God has been writing your story in invisible ink, and only now, under the light of revelation, do the words begin to appear. The voice of God thundered in the book of Exodus, chapter 14, verse 14. The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still. Let that image live in your heart. Imagine a warrior standing silent in a storm, not because he has no weapon, but because his confidence is in the one who commands the wind. That is you. Heaven has been fighting for you even when you could not see the battle. Pressure always precedes promotion. The same heat that softens wax hardens clay. The same fire that melts gold refines its brilliance. Which one you become depends on how you respond to the flame. When Monday's test comes, remember, you were never called to escape the fire. You were called to shine in it. You felt misunderstood, even by those who love you. You've had to explain why you couldn't live like everyone else. Why peace matters more than popularity. Why silence felt safer than shouting. That's because your training has been sacred. While others were building comfort, you were building character. Now, that preparation meets purpose. The weight you've carried was not punishment. It was prophetic evidence that heaven was constructing something eternal in you. When others see brokenness, God sees blueprint. Imagine a blacksmith shaping metal. The hammer's blows are painful to the iron, but each strike forms strength. If the blacksmith stops too soon, the weapon will shatter in battle. That's why you've endured so much pressure. It's proof that heaven intends for you to last. And as you listen now, know this truth. The pressure you're in today is the prophecy you'll fulfill tomorrow. You've been entrusted with trials because you are trustworthy with triumph. The pain was not random. It was rehearsal for glory. But here's something heaven whispers even now. You were never meant to carry this alone. Every voice of encouragement, every prayer you've received, every word that lifts your spirit, these are divine hands strengthening your arms. Just as rivers are not formed by one drop, but by many, flowing together, so the kingdom advances when hearts move in unity. Every act of support becomes water to a weary soul. Every gesture of generosity is a ripple of revival. So, if this message has spoken life into you, if it has found you in the dark and reminded you that you still matter, consider helping the river flow, like a well that never runs dry. These messages reach others because of hearts that choose to pour back into the work. When you like this message, you echo faith into algorithms. When you share, you open another heart to hope. When you subscribe, you say, I will keep walking with this light. And if you are moved to donate, do it not out of obligation, but revelation. Let it be your way of saying, I believe this light must reach more souls, just as the widow's oil never ceased. Your generosity multiplies what heaven breathes upon. You are part of something living, something growing. These words are not just content, they are seeds of revival scattered across the earth. Your engagement is rain to those seeds. Remember the pattern. Chosen one, pressure leads to promise, and partnership sustains purpose. You are no longer the seed buried in darkness, you are the tree rising toward light. And trees do not forget the soil that once held them. They send roots deeper in gratitude. Stand in awe of how far you've come. The scars on your soul are not evidence of failure. They are proof you survived the fire. The pressure you feel today is the final stretch before release. Do not run from it. Breathe through it. Even diamonds groan before they gleam. Your story is unfolding exactly as it should. Every moment of pressure has been heaven's way of saying, I trust you with weight because I trust you with victory. So breathe. Chosen one, stay steady. Let faith rise higher than fear. You are standing on the edge of fulfillment. Heaven is not distant, it is leaning in. And as you stand, let gratitude become your offering. Whisper a quiet thank you for the lessons, for the pressure, for the fire that revealed your light. The hour of confusion approaches like a fog before sunrise. It doesn't announce itself. It simply drifts in, quiet and invisible, until everything familiar feels uncertain. You may notice it in your spirit first. A restlessness, a questioning, a sudden feeling that what once felt clear now feels blurred. This, beloved, chosen one, is the test that separates those who walk by sight from those who walk by faith. Do not be alarmed. Confusion is not proof of distance from God. It is proof that clarity is being rearranged. When God shifts the season, He often clouds the old map so that you cannot go back to what once felt safe. Heaven will let you feel lost, only to teach you how to follow by instinct instead of comfort. When you cannot trace the path, trust the presence. You are not wandering aimlessly. You are being reintroduced to dependence. The hour of confusion is not chaos. It is divine construction. Heaven removes the scaffolding so that your faith stands on its own. According to what is revealed in the book of Proverbs, chapter 3, verse 5, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. 1. These words are not poetic suggestion. They are survival instructions. Confusion demands trust, because trust is stronger than understanding. Understanding is built on sight, but trust is built on revelation. And revelation never arrives through comfort. It arrives through surrender. When confusion comes, resist the urge to grasp for control. The enemy thrives when you panic. He will whisper, God has left you, or you missed your moment. Do not engage the lies. The silence you hear is not absence, it's assessment. Heaven is measuring your stability. Can you stay anchored when the compass spins? Can you remain peaceful when answers delay? Chosen one. Your strength in this season will not come from what you see, but from what you know. And what you know is this: you are covered. You are chosen. You are guided. Even when guidance feels invisible, confusion may cloud your mind, but it cannot contaminate your calling. Your destiny was written before the foundation of the world. It does not depend on your clarity. It depends on your obedience. This fog, this uncertainty, it is holy camouflage. Heaven often hides the next step so that your enemies cannot anticipate your movement. God's silence protects what Satan cannot read. When you can't see the road, it's because heaven is shielding your direction until it's time to reveal it. Do not rush the process. Every unclear moment is a divine delay designed to mature your discernment. Patience is your weapon now. You are learning to hear God, not just through words, but through stillness. Sometimes the lack of instruction is instruction. Wait, watch, trust, and yes, This confusion may extend to relationships, opportunities, or even your sense of timing. The key is to stay anchored to peace, not to logic. Peace is the proof of His presence. If your mind screams but your spirit rests, that is your confirmation. Heaven is still leading you. The enemy will try to substitute urgency for clarity. He'll whisper that time is running out, that you need to act now. That delay equals failure. But heaven never rushes. Heaven unfolds. The pace of God is never pressured. It is purposeful. You are learning that obedience is not always about movement. Sometimes it's about restraint. The hour of confusion will tempt you to make impulsive decisions, but faith teaches you how to wait for divine timing. Remember how Jesus stood silent before Pilate? Heaven's strategy often looks like stillness to the world. Silence can be the loudest act of obedience. So, when Monday arrives and confusion tries to shake your peace, do not react. Instead, breathe and whisper to yourself, "Even this is divine." That phrase alone realigns heaven's order within you. You cannot be lost when your guide is eternal. Chosen one. The fog will lift. It always does. And when it does, you will realize that you never lost direction. You simply gained deeper trust. The path you thought was blocked will reveal itself as a door. The moment you surrender the need to understand is the moment understanding returns as revelation. Now, as a prophetic act of faith, comment 444 below. This number symbolizes divine order and angelic alignment. When you write it, you declare that confusion will not have the final word. You are aligning your life with heaven's structure, declaring that peace reigns even when sight fades. Your comment is more than a number. It's a declaration to the unseen. I trust even when I can't trace. Heaven hears such words and responds with clarity wrapped in grace. Hold fast. Chosen one. The fog will not drown you. It will define you. You are learning to see in ways the ordinary never will. When others panic, you will discern. When others question, you will worship. When others run, you will stand. There will come a silence so deep that it almost feels like abandonment. Not the silence of a quiet room, but the silence of heaven, thick, heavy, echoing. You will speak, and the words will hang in the air. Unanswered. You will pray, and it will seem as though the heavens have shut their doors. That, chosen one, is the test of silence. It is the most difficult test of all, for it touches the core of your faith. You can endure pain when you understand it, and fight battles when you see the enemy, but silence is warfare without sound. It tests not your strength, but your trust. You will ask yourself, did I do something wrong? Did God forget me? The mind begins to accuse. The heart begins to ache, and the soul begins to shrink. Yet heaven watches, not in cruelty, but in compassion. For silence is not rejection, it is refinement. We are reminded through the writings of David in the Psalms, chapter 62, verse 5, My soul, wait silently for God alone, for my hope is from Him. No, those words are a map for every believer walking through stillness. David, a man after God's own heart, knew this kind of silence. He knew what it meant to hide in caves, hunted, praying into emptiness. Yet in the quiet, he discovered something profound, that God's silence was not a void, but a voice too deep for words. The test of silence is not meant to punish you. It is meant to purify your motives. When heaven no longer speaks, you learn why you sought his voice in the first place. Were you seeking answers, or were you seeking him? Silence exposes intention. If you can still worship when you hear nothing, still believe when you see nothing, still love when you feel nothing, then you have crossed from religion into relationship. The test of silence transforms belief into being. In this season, your greatest prayer will not be, "Lord, speak to me," but, "Lord, steady me." Silence is the forge where steadfastness is shaped, and when you emerge from it, your faith will no longer be fragile. It will be anchored, unshakable, immovable. You may look around and see others receiving words, visions, confirmations, while you sit in stillness. Do not envy them. Some are given revelations, others are entrusted with restraint. Both are divine gifts. Heaven knows what each soul can handle. Imagine a musician tuning an instrument. The strings tighten until they are on the edge of snapping, yet only then can they produce pure sound. That is what silence does. It tightens your spirit until faith resonates in perfect harmony with God's will. You are being tuned, not ignored. You are being calibrated, not cast aside. The silence is not a wall, it is a womb. Something new is forming in you. Quietly, secretly, invisibly. The absence of sound does not mean the absence of movement. The seed buried in the ground makes no noise, yet its transformation shakes the soil. Heaven often hides its loudest work in stillness. Creation itself began in silence. Before God said, "Let there be light," there was only holy quiet. So when all goes silent around you, remember, you are standing in the same sacred space where beginnings are born. This is why the test of silence is so sacred. It purges pride and births dependence. It strips away the illusion that you are in control. It teaches you to breathe differently, to listen with your heart, not your ears. You are not alone in the quiet. The saints before you walked this path. Job sat in ashes, waiting for God to speak. Elijah heard no thunder, no fire, only a whisper. Even Jesus, hanging between heaven and earth, cried out and met silence. But in that silence, salvation was being written. So, do not despise this quiet hour. It is the furnace of faith. If you can endure it, you will emerge with eyes sharper, heart softer, and soul stronger. You will learn that faith is not proven by answered prayers, but by unwavering trust in unanswered ones. When heaven finally speaks again, and it will, you will realize that the silence was never empty. It was full of meaning, full of molding, full of mercy. Chosen one, let the quiet do its work. Sit in it without panic. Listen for the subtle rhythms beneath it, the heartbeat of heaven still echoing in your chest. You are not forgotten. You are being fortified. When words return, you will no longer speak from need, but from knowing. Your prayers will no longer beg, they will declare, and your silence will have become your strength. There are lessons hidden in disappointment that no victory can teach. You have known them intimately, the moments that left you questioning, the plans that unraveled without warning, the prayers that seemed to fall unanswered into the dark. Yet, if you look closer, you will see that those moments were never punishment. They were training, holy, deliberate, and precise. The path of the chosen one is never straight, because destiny is not found in comfort. It is shaped in contradiction. You ask for strength, and heaven gives you struggle. You pray for patience, and heaven sends delay. You cry for wisdom, and heaven allows confusion. These are not denials, they are divine lessons disguised as obstacles. You have faced disappointment that felt final. You have stood at doors that would not open, no matter how earnestly you knocked. But the Spirit wants you to understand, not all closed doors are rejection. Some are redirections designed to shield you from what you cannot yet see. It was proclaimed in the second letter to Timothy, chapter 2, verse 3. Endure hardship as a good soldier of Jesus Christ. Every disappointment has been discipline in disguise. You are being trained in endurance. Heaven has been teaching you how to stand, even when everything around you falls apart. For if you are to carry the weight of glory, you must first learn the balance of perseverance. Think of Joseph, betrayed by his brothers, sold into slavery, imprisoned for righteousness. What looked like endless decline was actually divine direction. Each hardship placed him closer to the throne. The prison was not punishment, it was preparation for leadership. So it is with you. When you were overlooked, heaven was teaching you humility. When you were delayed, heaven was building your patience. When you were betrayed, heaven was sharpening your discernment. Every pain carried a hidden purpose. Every wound, a whisper of wisdom. It is easy to celebrate the mountaintop, but the anointing is cultivated in the valley. You learned to pray differently when comfort was stripped away. You discovered that peace is not the absence of pain, but the awareness of God in it. Hidden within each trial was an invitation to rise above reaction, to interpret disappointment as dialogue. Heaven speaks through closed doors, more often than through open ones. When something does not work, it is not failure, it is feedback. The Spirit is saying, not this way, not this time. Lon, you are not being denied, you are being developed. The disappointments that broke your heart were assignments that strengthened your spirit. The very tears you shed have been watering the seeds of understanding. What felt like loss was actually loosening your grip on the temporary so that your hands could hold the eternal. There is a sacred principle written in heaven. God never wastes pain. He recycles it into purpose. Every scar becomes strategy. Every heartbreak becomes holy instruction. You are walking evidence that endurance births authority. Imagine a soldier in training. His muscles ache, his breathing burns, his steps falter, yet he continues, because the pressure is not cruelty, it is conditioning. Each push prepares him for battle. In the same way, your spirit has been strengthened through spiritual drills you did not understand. You are learning the rhythm of resilience. You bend, but you do not break. You stumble, but you do not stay down. That is not luck, that is grace in motion. The Spirit of God has built endurance in you that cannot be stolen. And now, as Monday approaches, understand this truth. Every disappointment was a rehearsal for this moment. Heaven has been teaching you to keep walking, even when the path disappears beneath your feet. You have learned to navigate by faith, to see by promise, to hear by trust. This training will soon reveal its purpose. The traps that once caught you will no longer hold you. The disappointments that once crushed you will now clarify you. You will no longer see loss as the end, but as a redirection toward destiny. Your patience has become prophetic. What once looked like wasted time will soon become the testimony that sets others free. You will speak from scars, not from theory, and others will find healing through your honesty. Chosen one, lift your head. The disappointments were not meant to define you, but to distinguish you. You have been shaped into a vessel that can hold both power and compassion. You know what it means to hurt and to heal. That balance makes you dangerous to darkness. So when the next challenge comes, and it will remember your training, remember the pain that refined your discernment, the silence that taught you peace, the heartbreak that birthed empathy. You are not fragile, you are fortified. Every hidden trap has only confirmed your authority. What the enemy meant for harm, heaven has turned into holy training. You are ready now, not because everything is easy, but because you finally understand why it was hard. The storm does not always announce itself with thunder. Sometimes it begins quietly with a conversation, a thought, a sudden shift in atmosphere that makes your spirit uneasy. It is in those moments that you begin to hear two voices, one pulling you toward fear, and one whispering faith. This is where your spiritual hearing is tested, the moment when you must learn to distinguish the voice of God from the noise of the storm. The voice in the storm is never the loudest. It is steady, calm, and sure. It does not demand attention. It invites peace. The world screams for reaction, but heaven waits for recognition. The danger of confusion in battle is that you might follow the wrong command. That's why your ear must be trained to discern presence, not banits. As Jesus himself declared in the Gospel of John, chapter 10, verse 27, "My sheep hear my voice, and I know them. They follow me." That is the key, the knowing. When you truly know his nature, you no longer chase every sound that resembles him. You recognize him not by volume, but by peace. His voice never drives you to despair or doubt. It does not accuse or condemn. It corrects with compassion, and it commands with love. Many of your recent storms have not been about punishment, but perception. Heaven has been sharpening your hearing, teaching you to find clarity in chaos. You prayed for discernment, and this is how it comes, not in classrooms, but in conflict. When the accusations come, when the thoughts spiral, when fear whispers your name, listen for the tone. Fear rushes. Love reassures. The enemy shouts urgency, but the Spirit speaks with patience. Heaven never rushes, because heaven is never late. Do you remember how Peter stepped out of the boat? The wind was loud, the water wild. Yet he walked on what others sank in, because he locked his focus on the voice that called him. But the moment he looked back to the storm, fear drowned his hearing. That's the secret. The storm grows louder when your focus wavers. Chosen one, you must anchor your hearing in faith. When the world says, give up, listen deeper. There is always a quieter word beneath the noise, whispering, keep going. That whisper is not coming from around you, it's coming from within. It is the Spirit reminding you that what's inside you is stronger than what surrounds you. The storm's goal is simple, to make you doubt that you ever heard God in the first place. It will twist memories, distort promises, and replay failures until you forget what peace sounds like. But silence the chaos long enough, and you will hear it again, the same gentle tone that first called you chosen. That voice is your compass. It will not always explain the path, but it will never lead you astray. Follow it, even when it leads through storms. Especially then, because it is in the storm that you learn obedience, not by comfort, but by conviction. You will find, too, that sometimes God speaks not in new words, but in remembrance. He brings back verses, songs, moments, phrases, things you thought you'd forgotten. They resurface in your spirit because they are anchors. When the winds rise, these memories hold you steady. You are not losing your way. You are learning how to hear while walking through wind. And when the storm passes, your hearing will be sharper than ever. You will discern not just what is true, but what is eternal. Now, pause here for a moment. Take a breath and quiet your thoughts. What is the loudest thing in your life right now? Is it fear? Is it uncertainty? Whatever it is, let it fade for a heartbeat, and listen for the whisper that remains. That whisper is Him. And as an act of agreement with heaven, write this short declaration in the comments. I still hear. And let that be your testimony in the midst of the storm. You're not claiming that the noise has stopped. You're declaring that your focus has shifted. You are saying to every dark power, you can roar all you want. I still hear the voice that commands peace. And when you type it, imagine it as a torch raised high in the rain, light piercing through confusion. Your comment is not just text. It is a prophetic reminder to your own soul that hearing is survival. You are not lost in the storm. You are being led through it. Hold steady. Chosen one. The storm will pass, but the voice will remain. And when you emerge on the other side, drenched yet unbroken, you will realize that every wave was simply training your ears for destiny. The separation of the called has begun. You can feel it subtle, steady, unmistakable. People you once walked with are drifting away. Environments that once felt like home now feel too small. It is not rejection, it is realignment. The light in you has intensified, and not everyone can stand in its brightness. Heaven is dividing the crowd, not to isolate you, but to identify you. Every calling eventually brings a crossroads. The path of the chosen one is narrow because destiny cannot be shared with those unwilling to grow. Some will misunderstand your silence, misread your peace, or accuse your stillness of pride. But do not explain yourself to those who were never meant to understand your anointing. You are being separated for sacred work. It was written in the second letter to Corinthians, chapter 6, verse 17. Come out from among them and be separate, says the Lord. Touch no unclean thing. I will receive you. These are not words of isolation, they are words of invitation. Heaven is calling you into higher air. Eagles never apologize for leaving the flock. They were built to soar above storms, not gather beneath them. Likewise, you are being lifted where gossip cannot reach and distraction cannot dwell. This season feels lonely because you are outgrowing the noise. You are being trained to love without attachment, to bless without needing recognition, to serve without applause. It is purification disguised as separation. When God wants to elevate you, He first extracts you. You might feel like clay being pulled from the potter's wheel, stretched, reshaped, and set apart to dry in silence. But that stillness is sacred. The hands of the potter have not abandoned you. They are letting what he molded settle into strength. It hurts when familiar faces fade. It confuses the heart when places once full of life now feel empty. But heaven is pruning your connections to protect your capacity. Not everyone can breathe at your altitude. The air where you are going requires lungs of faith, not fear. And as you ascend, remember, you are not climbing alone. There are unseen hands lifting you, angels, intercessors, and those who have quietly prayed for you without needing thanks. Their faith has strengthened the bridge you now cross. If this message resonates with you, if you recognize that heaven has been setting you apart, then pause here. Breathe deeply. Feel gratitude for the pruning. Every branch cut away was creating space for new fruit. This work of speaking life into the weary is like tending a vineyard. Each message is a seed, each word of encouragement, a drop of rain. And those who engage, who like, share, subscribe, or even donate are the gardeners helping this vineyard flourish. When you like a message, you are saying, "Let this light reach further." When you share it, you are opening another heart's soil to receive hope. When you subscribe, you are saying, "Keep watering the world with truth." And when you give whatever the amount, you become part of the miracle that multiplies these seeds across nations. Imagine this. Every heart reached is a candle lit in the dark. Each act of support becomes oil poured into lamps so the flame never fades. The harvest of souls and healed spirits grows because ordinary people choose to participate in extraordinary ways. If this ministry has strengthened you, know that your partnership, your engagement, your generosity is not forgotten. It keeps the message alive. Just as rivers sustain gardens, heaven records every drop. But even beyond that, your continued presence here matters. You are not a viewer, you are a builder. Together, we are constructing a sanctuary made of words, woven from faith, reaching into corners where light has been dimmed too long. And in this sacred work, separation is never loss. It is preparation for expansion. The voices that left you made room for voices that will lift you. The friends who withdrew were replaced by divine alliances waiting ahead. Chosen one. Lift your chin. This loneliness you feel is the sound of elevation. The silence is the wind beneath your wings. You are being carried higher than explanations can follow. So walk forward gently, with gratitude for what was and reverence for what will be. The potter is not finished, he is perfecting. The gardener is not cutting you down, he is cultivating. Let the pruning continue until the shape of your soul reflects the image of your Maker. And as you rise, remember this: separation is not subtraction. It is multiplication in disguise. Stay faithful. Stay teachable. Keep your spirit open to growth. The higher you climb, the clearer you will see, and the smaller the storm will appear beneath your feet. When the collision comes, you will know it. It will not arrive softly. It will shake everything that can be shaken. The breaking of chains never happens in silence. It comes with sound, with trembling, with the deep groan of heaven meeting earth. You have been walking toward this moment for longer than you realize. Every hardship, every unseen battle, every silent prayer has led here. Monday will not just be a day, it will be the hour of liberation. For too long, invisible chains have clung to your life, fear that disguised itself as caution, shame that pretended to be humility, doubt that masqueraded as wisdom. These chains were never meant to stay. They were meant to be broken by the authority you now carry. Heaven has watched you wrestle, not in failure, but in faith. And the time of restraint is closing. It is written in the book of Isaiah, chapter 58, verse 6, "Is not this the kind of fasting I have chosen, to loose the chains of injustice and untie the cords of the yoke, to set the oppressed free and break every yoke?" Those words echo through eternity. They are heaven's decree over your life. You are not bound to repeat cycles of pain or patterns of limitation. The very thing that once kept you small will now serve as testimony that grace is stronger than bondage. The breaking of chains begins quietly, deep within the soul. It starts with awareness, recognizing that what once felt normal was never natural. You were not created to live half awake, half hopeful, half free. The spirit within you stirs, demanding release, refusing to tolerate the old walls of fear. That stirring is the first sound of metal cracking. Sometimes, the chains do not break all at once. They weaken link by link, decision by decision. Every time you forgive, another link falls. Every time you refuse bitterness, another snaps. Each act of obedience, each word of truth, each tear that turns into worship, it all pulls against the lock until it finally gives way. Do not despise the gradual breaking. Heaven delights in the process as much as the outcome. Each moment of surrender adds weight to the force of your freedom. You are not behind schedule. You are being perfectly timed for victory. When the chains finally fall, there will be a strange silence before the shout. You will look around and realize the heaviness that once accompanied you is gone. Your thoughts will feel lighter, your steps quicker, your prayers sharper. That is what freedom feels like, not the absence of struggle, but the absence of control from what once bound you. And as you stand in that clarity, you will understand why the fight was so fierce. Darkness never battles what does not threaten it. The attacks intensified because your obedience was unlocking territories the enemy long claimed as his own. Every tear, every moment of endurance was pulling someone else toward freedom, even when you didn't know it. You are not just breaking your own chains, you are breaking generational ones. What ends with you will never start again in those who follow. The cycles of fear, poverty, rejection, or addiction that haunted your lineage are meeting their expiration date. Heaven is declaring freedom not just over your life, but through your life. When the collision happens, do not be afraid of the shaking. Some relationships will fall away. Some opportunities will close. Some structures will collapse. And that is how you will know freedom has entered the room. Chains cannot fall quietly. They must make noise as they hit the ground. In the midst of this divine quake, stay still in spirit. The breaking may feel chaotic, but it is orchestrated. God never dismantles without rebuilding. When He tears down, He always prepares a foundation for something new. You are being rebuilt, not ruined. The collision is the moment when what God has declared about you confronts what the world tried to name you. It is truth clashing with deception, identity clashing with imitation, destiny clashing with delay, and truth always wins. Chosen one. This is what all your endurance has been for, to stand in freedom without fear. You are walking out of prisons you no longer belong to. The battle is not ending because you escaped it. It is ending because you overcame it. When you look back on this moment, you will realize that the breaking was mercy in motion. Every shaking was heaven's way of saying, "You are too anointed to stay bound." So lift your head. Breathe deeply. The sound you hear now, the internal shift, the quiet thunder in your spirit, is the sound of chains hitting the floor. There comes a sacred moment when heaven reminds you who you are. After the storms, after the silence, after the struggle, you begin to hear it again. That gentle whisper of promise once spoken over your life. It is not new, it is ancient. It has been echoing in eternity since before your first breath. You are not forgotten. You are remembered in covenant. The covenant is not a contract of convenience, it is a bond sealed in blood, written in mercy, upheld by faithfulness. You may have doubted, drifted, even fallen, but the covenant has not changed. God does not revoke what He anoints, what He promised. He still intends to fulfill, as the Apostle reminds us in his letter to the Hebrews, chapter 10, verse 23. Let us hold fast the confession of our hope without wavering, for He who promised is faithful. These words are not a poetic comfort, they are a divine anchor. The covenant stands even when you stagger. Heaven remembers every promise, every prophecy, every prayer you thought went unanswered. The silence did not erase them, it only refined your readiness to receive them. There were times you thought the promise had expired, that the vision had withered in delay. But what looks like delay on earth is divine timing in heaven. God has been aligning the unseen people, places, provisions, so that when your moment comes, nothing can stop it. Chosen one, you are stepping into a season where the covenant begins to speak again. The same voice that called you out of darkness is calling you into demonstration. Heaven does not remind you of promises to tease you, it reminds you to awaken expectation. Faith must rise again, not timid, but triumphant. Look back, and you will see traces of covenant everywhere. The fact that you are still here, still breathing, still believing, that is covenant proof. Every time you nearly gave up, but somehow found strength, that was not coincidence. That was covenant sustaining you. The covenant means you are covered even when you don't feel it. You walk under protection unseen. Angels surround you, not because of your perfection, but because of His promise. The favor that keeps opening doors is not random. It is the echo of His oath over your name. Think of Noah, building an ark under a sky that had never known rain. The covenant told him to prepare before proof existed. That is what faith does, it builds when there is no evidence, trusting that what was promised must eventually appear. You, too, are building by faith. Every act of obedience, every prayer whispered in secret, every moment you choose, purity over compromise, these are nails and planks in the ark of your destiny. When the flood of fulfillment comes, it will not drown you, it will lift you. There are promises. Heaven is about to resurrect dreams you buried, assignments you paused, passions you thought had expired. They are not dead, only dormant. The covenant keeps them alive until your spirit is strong enough to carry them. And this is where the breakthrough begins, not in striving, but in remembering. You do not need to fight for what was already written, you need only to believe again. The moment you do, things begin to shift. Atmospheres rearrange. Favor finds you. But heaven requires your agreement. Covenant is a partnership. God provides the promise, but you must provide the posture, trust, obedience, humility. When you align yourself with faith again, the flow of grace resumes. Even now, Heaven whispers, "Do not forget what I said about you." The enemy has tried to bury your identity under guilt, shame, and comparison. But the covenant still stands. You are chosen, anointed, redeemed, and remembered. This word comes to remind you that the same God who began the good work in you will not abandon it halfway. You are still the carrier of a promise that must be fulfilled. The delays did not disqualify you, they deepened you. You now have the maturity to hold what once would have crushed you. So breathe. Chosen one, the covenant still covers you. You have not missed your moment. What was written will manifest, not because you deserve it, but because He is faithful. And as a sign of alignment, type 555 inches, the comments below. This number represents divine grace, completion, and restoration. When you write it, you are declaring, "I remember the covenant. I still believe." And let that act be more than a gesture. Let it be your response to heaven. You are not waiting for the promise to come. You are stepping back into it. The covenant is active, alive, and speaking your name again. Chosen one, lift your eyes. The delay is ending. The fulfillment is near. Heaven has not forgotten. It has simply been preparing. There is a quiet strength that only endurance can teach. It does not shout. It does not boast. It does not seek attention, but it moves mountains in silence. After all you have walked through, chosen one, heaven has adorned you with something deeper than courage, the mantle of endurance. Endurance is not just the ability to keep going, it is the wisdom to remain soft while walking through fire. It is what separates those who simply survive from those who overcome. You have faced storms that should have drowned you, nights that should have broken you, disappointments that could have hardened you, and yet you remain. You still believe, you still carry love in your heart. That is endurance, and it is holy. It is written in the book of James, chapter 1, verse 12. Blessed is the one who perseveres under trial, because, having stood the test, that person will receive the crown of life that the Lord has promised to those who love Him. These words were never meant to sound poetic. They were meant to sound like you. You are living proof of divine perseverance. You have stood the test, not perfectly, but persistently, and that matters far more than flawlessness ever could. Endurance is not glamorous. It often looks like showing up to pray when you don't feel spiritual, forgiving again when your heart still aches, or believing in goodness when evidence says otherwise. It is the silent agreement between your soul and heaven that says, "I will not quit, even if I crawl." 1. There were moments you felt empty, yet you kept pouring into others. There were days you had no strength, yet you carried those who depended on your smile. That is not weakness, it is anointing wrapped in human skin. Heaven measures faith not by emotion, but by endurance. Think of Jesus in Gethsemane, the weight of destiny pressing upon Him like the darkness of the world itself. Even then, He did not flee. He prayed. He sweat blood. He stayed. Endurance is divine resemblance. Every time you choose to stay when everything screams to run, you mirror the heart of Christ. You have been misunderstood because of your endurance. People mistake your calm for indifference, your patience for passivity. But they cannot see the war inside you, the invisible battles you fight just to keep standing. Heaven sees them. Heaven honors them. Angels write them down as victories. Endurance also teaches discernment. When you have walked through enough storms, you begin to recognize which winds come to test you and which come to guide you. You no longer panic when pressure builds, you recognize it as prophecy. Every heavy season has been a rehearsal for greater weight. The mantle of endurance carries both authority and compassion. Authority, because you now speak from scars, not speculation. Compassion, because you remember the pain of becoming strong. This is what makes you trustworthy. Heaven will soon send people to you, those who are where you once were, and your words will heal them. Not through explanation, but through empathy. You are learning that strength does not mean hardness. The world teaches that to endure is to toughen, but the Spirit teaches that true endurance keeps the heart tender. You can be unbreakable and gentle at the same time. The lion and the lamb can coexist within you. There will be moments when endurance feels lonely. The higher you climb, the fewer who understand your view. But solitude is sacred when God is the only companion you need. In the stillness of endurance, revelation blooms. You begin to hear the quiet rhythms of heaven, the whispers that say, "Keep walking. You're almost there." Every step now is a declaration. I refuse to be moved by what I see. I move only by what I believe. That is the anthem of endurance, and it terrifies the darkness, because it means you can no longer be manipulated by circumstance. This mantle is not temporary, it is eternal. It will carry you through battles, yet unseen. When others faint, you will stand. When others despair, you will speak life. When the world trembles, you will remain unshaken. That is what heaven has forged inside you through trial after trial. Do not despise your slow growth. It has given you roots that storms cannot touch. Your endurance has become your crown long before you see it placed upon your head. The promise in James was not for the swift, but for the steadfast, and that is exactly what you have become. Chosen one. You are the living embodiment of perseverance. You are proof that faith does not just survive fire, it shines through it. The mantle of endurance now rests upon your shoulders, invisible but undeniable. Wear it with humility, and let it remind you that every scar is a sign that you are still standing, still believing, still chosen. There is a sacred exchange that happens when you finally stop clinging to what has ended. It does not happen in a single moment. It unfolds slowly, like dawn spilling across the horizon. The great exchange begins when your heart releases what once defined you, the old fears, the disappointments, the need to understand every detail of your pain. You surrender them, and in their place, heaven breathes purpose. You have carried burdens that were never meant to become identity. For years you thought survival was your destiny, but God was only using survival to introduce you to strength. He was never training you to endure forever. He was training you to reign. The exchange is this: fear for faith, sorrow for strategy, ashes for beauty. It was spoken in the book of Isaiah, chapter 61, verse 3, to console those who mourn in Zion, to give them beauty for ashes, the oil of joy for mourning, and the garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness. Lick. Those words are not poetry, they are prophecy. They describe what is happening in you now. Heaven is not adding something new to you, it is replacing what no longer serves you. Where there was heaviness, there will be clarity. Where there was confusion, there will be conviction. The exchange is not external. It happens within the deepest layers of your being. To receive this transformation, you must open your hands. The same hands that clenched in pain must now release in trust. There is no way to hold on to loss and still receive abundance. The kingdom of God operates on surrender. Whatever you release willingly, heaven multiplies and returns refined. You may wonder why this exchange hurts so much. It is because letting go of what once defined you feels like losing a part of yourself. The heart grieves what the spirit outgrows. But that grief is holy. It is the birthing pain of identity being renewed. Think of a snake shedding its old skin. It does not fight the process. Even though the friction burns, it simply moves forward, trusting that the new layer will form as the old one falls away. You are in that shedding now. The discomfort you feel is transformation stretching you into your next season. The great exchange also happens in perspective. Heaven takes your why and gives you who. Instead of asking why it happened, you begin to see who you became because of it. Pain loses its power when purpose is revealed. You realize the heartbreak was not random, it was surgery. The loss was not theft, it was pruning. You begin to understand that forgiveness is not weakness, it is liberation. Every time you forgive, you trade bitterness for freedom. Every time you release offense, you make room for revelation. Forgiveness is heaven's currency. It purchases peace that nothing else can buy. This exchange also shifts your vision. You no longer view yourself as broken, you see yourself as rebuilt. You no longer identify as the wounded one, but as the healed one who carries wisdom, born of wounds. The scar remains, but its meaning changes. It no longer says, "I was hurt." It now declares, "I was healed." In this new space, gratitude begins to replace grief. You look back on your past and no longer resent it, you reverence it. What once made you cry now makes you wiser. You stop asking for a lighter load and start thanking God for stronger shoulders. That is the maturity of the chosen one, the ability to bless the breaking because it built your foundation. This is the great exchange. Heaven trading your temporary tears for eternal testimony. What you once feared losing becomes what you are most grateful to have let go. You will see this pattern again and again, every surrender followed by sudden strength, every release followed by revelation. The Spirit whispers, "I am not taking from you, I am transforming you." Heaven does not steal, it sanctifies. The exchange is always in your favor, even when it feels like loss. Chosen one, step fully into this newness. Do not mourn what mercy has replaced. You are not being emptied, you are being refilled. The life you are stepping into will make sense of everything that hurt you. The fire did not come to consume you, it came to reveal gold. You will soon speak from this place of exchange with authority and compassion. Others will see your peace and ask how you found it. And you will tell them, "I gave God everything I could not carry, and He gave me everything I never knew I needed." Oling, that is the rhythm of redemption, the endless trade of pain for purpose, of ashes for beauty, of sorrow for strength. You are living it now. Heaven is rewriting your story, line by line, until what once was broken now reads as blessing. The moment has come when hiding is no longer holy. The time of silence is ending. Heaven now calls you to step forward, to rise, to speak, to be seen. You have walked quietly through your trials, tended your faith in secret, and carried your fire through dark valleys. But now the season shifts. What was refined in private must begin to shine in public. The call to rise publicly is not about fame, it is about faithfulness. Heaven is not asking you to perform, it is asking you to reveal. The world needs to see what obedience looks like when it is clothed in humility. The Father is not raising stars, He is raising torches. And you, chosen one, are one of them. The ancient words recorded in Romans, chapter 8, verse 19, speak to this very moment. The creation waits in eager expectation for the children of God to be revealed. All of creation is waiting for you, waiting for your courage to speak truth where others whisper compromise, waiting for your light to walk into rooms that have forgotten hope, waiting for your yes, the yes that activates heaven's purpose on earth. You may feel unready. Most called ones do. But readiness is not measured by perfection, it is measured by obedience. The moment you decide to move forward, grace meets you there. It does not come before the step, it arrives because of it. Imagine a lamp hidden beneath a basket. The flame still burns, but its light cannot heal the darkness around it. Heaven is removing that covering now. Every lesson, every wound, every revelation you received in private has prepared you for visibility, not to be worshipped, but to witness. The spotlight of destiny does not blind the humble, it reveals the faithful. And the world does not need more noise, it needs authenticity. You will speak differently because you have lived differently. People will listen because you have scars that match their wounds. Your story will not be a sermon, it will be a mirror. Chosen one. Your rising is not just for you. When you rise, others remember they can too. Your courage will become a catalyst for the weary. Your voice will remind the broken that purpose still breathes. Every time you stand and speak, you lift someone else from silence. If this message speaks to you, pause here for a moment. Take a deep breath and feel the gravity of what heaven is entrusting to you. You are not being called to perform, but to carry presence. The light you release is not yours, it flows through you. You are a vessel of testimony, a living letter written by grace. As this word reaches your heart, consider how many others are still waiting for theirs. There are souls scrolling through darkness, desperate for a voice of truth. You can help them find it. When you like this message, you are amplifying light in a digital wilderness. When you share, you become a messenger of hope, sending ripples of faith into unseen corners. When you subscribe, you join a family of believers walking this same narrow path together. And if you feel led to donate, let it be your way of saying, keep the fire burning. Every offering, no matter its size, becomes oil for the lamp fuel that allows this light to reach further. Just as the widow's jar never ran dry, generosity ensures the flow continues. Heaven multiplies what you release with a willing heart, even beyond support. Your engagement, your comments, your reflections creates community. Speak in the comment section. Share what line touched your spirit. What revelation made you pause? When you write, you add another stone to this altar of testimony. Someone else will read your words and feel seen, healed, strengthened. Your participation transforms this space from message to movement. Remember, chosen one, your rising is not a one-time event. It is a lifestyle. Each day, you choose to live boldly, love deeply, and believe fiercely. You rise again. The stage may look different for each of us: a classroom, a business, a family, a street. But the mission is the same: to let light win. You are not stepping into attention, you are stepping into assignment. You are not being exalted, you are being entrusted. Heaven is expanding your influence because it can trust your integrity. The same God who kept you hidden is now positioning you as a beacon. So, walk forward. Speak softly, but with authority. Shine humbly, but without apology. The world is waiting for the sound of your testimony. You have carried the flame long enough. It is time to light the torches of others. There is a crown being prepared for you, not of gold and jewels, but of endurance, obedience, and faith refined by fire. It is not given for perfection, it is given for persistence. The crown awaits. Chosen one, and though you may not see it yet, heaven is already polishing it in the light of your faithfulness. This crown is not the prize at the end of the race, it is the evidence that you never stopped running. Every moment you chose humility instead of pride, mercy instead of vengeance, worship instead of worry. Each became a gem set into that unseen crown. Heaven values what the world overlooks. It measures glory not by recognition, but by resilience. The Word of God declares in the second letter to Timothy, chapter 4, verse 8, "A crown of peace, righteousness awaits me. The Lord will award all who long for him." That verse breathes purpose into weariness. It reminds you that no labor of love, no act of obedience, no unseen sacrifice is ever forgotten. Heaven remembers everything you have done for love's sake. Every time you helped someone silently, every time you gave when you had little, every time you kept believing when no one saw, these became threads of gold woven into your eternal inheritance. But the crown is not only for later, its weight already rests invisibly upon your head now. You have been walking crowned without realizing it. That is why life has felt heavier. Glory carries weight. You were feeling the gravity of responsibility that comes with divine favor. The crown is not decoration, it is delegation. It signifies authority granted by heaven to govern, to serve, to restore. You are not wearing it for status, but for service. The true crown is responsibility leading with compassion, standing for justice, loving when it's difficult. The glory of the chosen is not comfort, it is calling. To be crowned is to be entrusted with territory, souls to uplift, hearts to heal, atmospheres to change. And before every coronation, there is always a crushing. Grapes must be pressed before they become wine, olives before they yield oil. The pressing you endured was not punishment, it was preparation. The oil of anointing flows from crushed places. That is why you had to go through what you did, so that what pours from you would be pure. The crown awaits, but it cannot rest on an untested head. Every trial you faced ensured that pride would not poison purpose. You had to be humbled before being honored. The wilderness taught you balance, the silence taught you discernment, the suffering taught you empathy. Without those lessons, the crown would have been too heavy to bear. Now, heaven sees that you are ready, not perfect, but purified. Your motives have been sifted, your faith tempered, your loyalty proven. You no longer serve for applause, nor follow for reward. You serve because it's your nature, you follow because it's your DNA. That is the mark of the crowned. And yet, Do not imagine the crown as a final destination. It is not the end of your calling, it is the beginning of your influence. The moment heaven places it upon you, the real work begins. The crown is not for display, it is for impact. You are meant to carry it into dark places and shine differently. You will notice, too, that crowns attract weight and warfare. The higher your authority, the more the enemy resists. But fear not, your armor and your anointing were designed for this. You no longer fight as one seeking victory, you fight as one who already has it. The battle will change shape, but so will you. You will not react, you will rule. When others see the peace you carry, they will not know the price behind it. But heaven knows. The quiet strength, the steady faith, the unwavering love, all are jewels in your unseen crown. Each act of grace makes it gleam brighter. The world may never give you a stage or a statue, but heaven is preparing a throne, not of arrogance, but of assignment. The day will come when you hear the words you were created for. Well done, good and faithful servant. And in that moment, you will finally understand why the journey was so long, the testing so intense, the nights so endless. The crown awaits. Chosen one, wear your endurance with dignity. Walk with the grace of royalty that has known suffering. Speak with the authority of one who has walked through fire and come out shining. The crown is both a promise and a prophecy, the evidence that heaven trusted you with pain because it intended to trust you with power. The night has been long, but it was never endless. You have walked through valleys shadowed with doubt, waited through seasons where heaven seemed silent, endured storms that stripped away everything unsteady. Yet here you stand still, breathing, still believing, still chosen. The dawn after the test has arrived. What once was danger has become deliverance. You can almost feel it in the air, a subtle stillness before the first light. The same ground that shook beneath you now steadies your feet. The same winds that tried to scatter you now push you forward. Nothing was wasted. Every hardship, every hesitation, every heartache, all of it was preparation for this very hour. We find in the book of Psalms, chapter 30, verse 5, "Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning." No, this is that morning. The breaking of day is not only around you, it is within you. The light that rises now is not external, it is the revelation dawning in your soul. The shadows that once whispered defeat cannot remain, for truth has entered the room. The danger of Monday was never about destruction, it was about discovery. Heaven allowed the pressure so that purpose could surface. You were never being tested to fail, you were being revealed. Now, the veil has lifted. What once felt like a battlefield has become holy ground. You have passed through the fire, and though it burned, it also baptized. The very flames that threatened to consume you have refined you. You carry no smell of smoke, only the fragrance of surrender. The wilderness that once felt endless is now behind you, and ahead lies promise fulfilled, not distant, but present, unfolding moment by moment. This is the hour when peace replaces panic. The restlessness that haunted you begins to dissolve, and in its place comes quiet, confidence. You realize that what you were waiting for was not a change in circumstance, but a change in you. The storm outside was never stronger than the strength being built within. Chosen one, look around your life. The evidence of grace is everywhere. Doors that once stayed shut are cracking open. Opportunities that once hid are now finding you. People who once misunderstood you are being replaced by those who recognize your worth. You are stepping into divine clarity, a season where things that never made sense suddenly align with perfect precision. The dawn brings revelation, but it also brings responsibility. Light exposes everything, both the beauty and the brokenness. You will begin to see yourself more clearly, the gifts that were buried beneath fear, the confidence that was hiding under humility. Heaven is calling you to walk boldly in this new identity, not as one who barely survived, but as one who has overcome. You are no longer defined by what tried to destroy you. The labels that once clung to your name have lost their power. Where you once said, "I am broken," heaven now declares, "You are rebuilt." Where you once said, "I am unworthy," heaven replies, "You are chosen." This is the dawn, the moment of divine redefinition. There will still be battles, yes, but they will no longer break you. You now fight from victory, not for it. The perspective has shifted. Trials that once intimidated you will now illuminate you. You have learned to see warfare as confirmation, not as punishment. As light stretches across your horizon, gratitude begins to take root. The very things you once cursed, you now bless. You see how every detour led you deeper into destiny, how every delay protected what your impatience would have ruined. You realize that God was not withholding, He was weaving. And now, the tapestry begins to show its full pattern. You will speak differently in this dawn. Your words will carry weight. Your presence, peace. Those around you will sense something changed, though they may not have language for it. You will no longer chase validation, because purpose has already found you. The glow that follows you now is not pride, it is proof. The final test has passed, and it has left behind something eternal, unshakable faith. That is the true breakthrough, not the blessing you can touch, but the transformation you now embody. You are not the same as you were before Monday. The fear that once followed you is gone. The confusion that once clouded you has lifted, and as the sun rises fully, you understand why the darkness fought so hard. It knew what was coming. You were never in danger of losing your destiny. You were in danger of discovering it too soon. Heaven delayed only to perfect. And now that the light has come, nothing can dim it. So step into the dawn. Chosen one. Walk forward with steady breath and open hands. The night has ended. The test has been passed. What remains is the brilliance of becoming your life. A living testimony that even in danger, destiny prevails. The dawn after the test is not just a new day, it is a new you. Chosen one. If these words have stirred something deep within you, if you felt seen, strengthened, or reminded of who you truly are, then carry this light forward. What began as a warning has become a revelation. You have walked through the valley and risen into dawn. Now let the testimony continue. When you like this message, you do more than press a button. You help light travel further, reaching another heart still wandering in shadow. When you share, you become a messenger of hope, passing the flame so that someone else may find warmth in it. When you subscribe, you anchor yourself to a stream of truth that keeps your faith alive through every season. And if this word has touched you personally, take a moment to comment below. Share what part resonated most. What line awakened your spirit? What moment felt like heaven whispering your name? Your words are not just responses, they are ripples of faith that remind others they are not alone. You are part of this divine movement, an echo of heaven on earth. Keep shining, keep believing, and keep walking as one of God's chosen ones.